Welcome to the viewers for the lecture in the subject structural analysis. Now recently we are discussing the topic on matrix stiffness method, and now we are following direct approach or system approach. Now under matrix stiffness method or direct stiffness method, already we have discussed in lecture number 108 about the basics and also the overview of the direct stiffness method. Then in lecture number 122, we have taken a two span continuous beam, one span subjected to a central concentrated load and one span subjected to uniformly distributed load. That we have analyzed and got the bending moment diagram. In this lecture, we will take up another continuous beam. Here we will include the settlement of supports also. Continuous beam with the settlements of supports. Right. Now the problem is lengthy. I will read the problem and give the data, and I think writing this problem is not needed. I just give you the required data. Right. A continuous beam ABC shown in the figure has two equal spans of 10 meters each, that is there in the figure itself, with A as fixed and the support C hinged. That is, the beam is given in the figure, right. Spans AB and BC carry central concentrated loads of 240 and 200 kilonewtons respectively. That is also there in the figure, right. That is repeated in terms of wordings also, right. Now the value that is not available in the figure is support B settles by 2000 by EI units. Support B settles by 2000 by EI units. So this is delta B, and support C settles by 1000 by EI. 1000 by EI. So these are the settlement values for support B and support. So this is to be considered support settlements, right. Now calculate the slope at theta B, slope at B and the slope at C. So theta B and theta C, just find out, and also find out the value of MB. So this is what is required. You have to analyze the beam, find out the values of theta B and theta C in terms of EI. EI is not given in the problem. So in terms of EI, and also find out the moment at B using direct stiffness method of analysis. So that is the problem, right. So that's about the problem. Now in the stiffness matrix method, first we have to find out the kinematic indeterminacy of the structure. Kinematic indeterminacy stands for the possible joint displacements. Here theta B and theta C are the possible joint displacements. One is theta B, the other one is theta C. Settlement is there. If it is not mentioned, we can assume it as 0. And suppose when they say settlement, they will give some values. So here they are given the settlement of B is this value and settlement of C is. So the values are given. So that becomes the data. So Ki equal to 2 only. Ki equal to 2. Therefore the size of the stiffness matrix will be 2 by 2. 2 by 2. Now how to account the settlement? We know the equilibrium equation K into U equal to F. Of course, F of F minus F naught, as we know. Now settlements are given. Settlements are given. So this is giving you the force quantities along the coordinates due to the unit redundant displacement, due to unit displacement. And this is again the displacement along the coordinates, due to the external forces. They are the forces, right. Now, so this is consisting of force quantities. This is also consisting of force quantities. So U are the displacements. Now these displacements are to be incorporated in the calculation of the fixed end moment itself. Therefore, first we find out the fixed end moments. Fixed end moments. That is, before finding the fixed end moments, first we have to get the constrained structure or kinematically determinate structure, like we do in the matrix flexibility method. First we have to find out the static indeterminacy, remove as many reaction or force components as required, and to find out the structure statically determinate. And here we find out the kinematic indeterminacy. First make the structure kinematically determinate, that is Ki equal to 0. Ki equal to 0 means in this beam, actually this is the beam, what we do is we arrest this and also fix this also. Initially you fix all the supports, make theta b equal to 0, theta c equal to 0, that becomes a kinematically determinate structure, or this is called as a constrained structure, right. So that we have to get it. Then first we will find out the fixed end moments. Both spans are subjected to central concentrated load. Therefore, MFAB equal to minus WL by 8. Also they are given settlement of support. Support B settles by 2000 EI. Support A is fixed. Therefore, coming to this figure, we know compared to support A, support B settles by 2000 EI. Compared to the left support, when the right support settles, we know the moments that are developed at the ends will be minus 6A delta by L square. This we have discussed in the earlier classical methods. So let us avoid spending time on discussing this, right. So it is minus 6A delta by L square, minus 6A delta by L square. So both ends this moment will get developed. Therefore, at the left support, due to the settlement of support, minus 6EI delta by L square. So that we have to incorporate. The settlement of the support we have to incorporate in the calculation of the fixed end moments, right. So this value equal to minus 240 into 10, L is 10 by 8 minus 6EI by L is 10 meters. So L square is 10 square into delta equal to 2000 by EI. So on simplification, so 10 square, this and this will get cancelled, EI and EI will get cancelled. So this will become 30. So minus 300 minus 120 equal to minus 420 kilonewton meter. So coming to the fixed end moments, so here it is minus 240 minus 320 minus 420 minus 420 kilonewton meter, right. Then m of BA, m of AB, this is m of BA will be plus WL by 8. Again, the moment due to this is again minus. Therefore, this minus will be there. This will become plus. Therefore, this will become plus. Value will be the same. Therefore, this is plus 300 and this is only minus 68 delta by L square. So, on calculations, this will become 300 minus 120 will be 180 kilonewton meter. So, that is how we have to find out the fixed end moment for the span AB. So, it is plus 180 kilonewton meter. Right. Now, coming to the span BC, m of BC equal to again central load, so minus WL by 8. Now, here the support B settles, suppose this is BC, support B settles by 2000 by EI. This value is 2000 by EI and this settles by 1000 by EI. This value is 1000 by EI. So, this is the new position and here we know we have to only allow only one displacement at a time. So, it undergoes only settlement, right. Therefore, this will be horizontal and this again will be horizontal here. So, the net settlement here compared to B and C, comparing B and C, so this is the net settlement. This net settlement is 1000 by EI. The net settlement is 1000 by EI. So, compared to the left support, right support moves up. Actually, right support moves up by 1000 by EI. So, comparing the left support, when right support moves up, we know both moments will be plus 68 delta by L square. Therefore, this moment due to the settlement will be plus 68 delta by L square. And here delta equal to 1000 by, actually this 1000 by EI is not the given value, it is the net settlement. Comparing these two, what is the net settlement or net distance by which it moves up. So, that value, that is very important. In the calculation of this is very important. Problem is easy, but understanding this, of course, already we have done these things in the classical methods also. That will not be a problem. So, that is equal to minus load is 200 into 10 by 8 plus 6 EI by L square, that is also 10 meters. Therefore, 10 square into delta equal to 1000 by EI, sin all those things we have already accounted. So, need not bother. So, this 10 square will cancel 2 zeros. So, this is equal to, this value equal to minus 250 plus 6 into 10, 60 equal to minus 190 kilonewton meter. So, this is anti-clockwise. So, minus 190. So, that is how we have to account that of the given load and also the settlement of support, right. Now, coming to m of CB, we will make use of this. So, m of CB will be, this will be plus. So, this value will be plus, all other values will be the same. This will be 6 WL by 8 and here both ends it is plus 68 delta by L square. Therefore, this will remain the same. Therefore, only this sign of this will be changed. Therefore, this will become plus 250. So, these values will be changed. Therefore, 250 plus 60 equal to 300 10 kilonewton meter. So this value is 310 meter, right. So I think we can rub off this. Right. So that is about the calculation of the fixed end moments. So considering the given load and also the settlement, because there is no provision for accounting the settlement elsewhere, therefore we have to add in the first step itself. That's all. That is about the fixed end moments. Right. Now before proceeding further, we will first find out the right hand side. Right hand side of the equilibrium equation is that of F. F equal to, we know, F of F minus F naught. F of F minus F naught. So in the earlier problem also we have discussed, F of F is the force vector that is given at the coordinates. Here there are two coordinates. The system coordinates are, so this is the problem. So this is system coordinate 1, theta b, system coordinate 1. This is system coordinate 2, system coordinate 2. So if there is any moment along the system, if there is any external moment, right, a clockwise moment of 60, an anti-clockwise moment of 85, like that we have to consider. Here at B, there is no external moment, therefore here 0. At C also, if some moments are given in the clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction, if some external moments are given along the system coordinates, that we have to account. If that is not there, then that also is 0. Also is 0. Sometimes there will be a beam like this. There will be a beam like this. Right? Suppose this is the overhang. This is the overhang. And at the end of the overhang, say there is a force. There is a force. So this will cause W into X. So this will cause a clockwise. So this is equivalent to up to this, whatever is the external force, etc. This will cause a clockwise moment at this support. This will cause a clockwise moment of W into X. Right. So this is clockwise, but in the overhanging part, this is anti-clockwise. Overhanging part, it is because this is one of the question raised by one of the viewer in some other lecture. I have written this as minus W into X. The viewer has asked me, sir, the value should be plus. It is wrong like that. Therefore, it is minus. It is minus in the beam. In the overhanging part, it is minus. Whereas, in this portion, when you just remove the overhanging beam, W into X will be the clockwise moment applied at then only this minus W into X and this W into X will become 0. It must be plus W into X. Therefore, that confusion was there for one of the viewer, I remember. Right. So, as far as this portion is concerned, it is plus. As far as the overhanging part is concerned, it is minus. That will cause anti-clockwise moment. Right. So, equal to. So, this is about the. So, these are the moments given along the system coordinate. These are the external moment. Now, it is not there, therefore, it is 0, 0. Coming to F naught. F naught is the fixed coordinate forces resulting from the fixed end moments along the coordinates. That is, along coordinate 1, these are the moments. 180 plus 110 minus. Therefore, it is 180 minus 190. 180 minus 190. Right. Along system coordinate 2, it is 300. So, it is resulting from the fixed end moments. Fixed end. So that is 310. So this completes the calculation of the right hand side. So the right hand side will be equal to, this is minus 10. This will be minus 10. So minus into minus will become plus 10. Therefore, the right hand side, this is plus. And here it is minus 310. Minus 310. So considering the external moments along the system coordinate and the fixed end moments, considering both, the resulting value F equal to 10 and minus 310. So this is the right hand side. So right hand side is 10 and minus 310. So we will use this later, right? So that we have incorporated the settlements also. Now we have to find out the values for the K matrix. So right hand side is over. Left hand side is K into U. So K is obtained by applying unit displacements along coordinate 1 and 2, one at a time. One at a time. Right. Right. Now, K matrix. K matrix. Applying displacement along system coordinate 1. 1. Namely, this is the beam. The beam. This is system coordinate 1. Because displacements are unknowns, for getting the K matrix, you have to apply unit displacement. The displacement corresponding to this theta b is rotation. So we have to apply rotation, unit rotation here. When you apply unit rotation here, the far end is to be fixed, because the stiffness coefficient is the force developed at coordinate I due to unit displacement at coordinate j, with the condition that no displacement occurs except at j. Because even in the case of a cantilever, suppose if you take a cantilever, suppose if you allow settlement, we have to allow, so it has to be horizontal, only settlement. There should not be any rotation for calculation of the forces. Suppose if you allow rotation, we have to prevent this. Settling. So we have to allow only rotation. And accordingly, we have to calculate the forces. So displacement equal to unity and rotation equal to unity. But when a cantilever is subjected to a force, it will undergo both. Both settlement will be there and also rotation will be there. But when we allow rotation, we should not allow. So we have to treat this end as simply supported. When you allow settlement, you have to prevent rotation. That means you have to treat the far end as fixed. Therefore, at the fixed end, rotation is equal to 0. So these things one has to be very thorough in the matrix stiffness method. Now here, apply displacement. Therefore, here this has to be treated as fixed when allow rotation along coordinate 1. Therefore, the corresponding to this, it is rotation. So the rotation is unity, and here it is 0. So, and when this undergoes a rotation, this will also undergo a rotation, and again it will be horizontal. So here when you draw a tangent, this is unity. Here also when you draw a tangent, this is unity. Only unit rotation corresponding to the coordinate unit rotation. So this is the value. Now we know from the basic concepts, suppose this is fixed and this is simply supported, the moment that is required for causing unit rotation, then far end is fixed, is 4 EI by L, and the carryover moment is 2 EI by L. Right. Now, when there is a displacement of unity here, K11, we have to find out the value of K11. K11 is the force developed along coordinate 1, due to unit displacement along coordinate 1. So, K11, so this also has been elaborated, discussed in the earlier problem, but still K11 equal to, for this rotation it is 4EI by L2, and for this rotation it is 4EI by L1. So 4EI by L1 for AB plus 4E I1, 4E I2 by L2 for span BC, because rotation is there in AB as well as BC at the joint B only. So this is equal to 4EI I itself. There is no change in the value of I. If I1 and I2 are different, we have to substitute. Similarly, L1 and L2 are different, we have to substitute the appropriate value. And here it is 4EI by 10 plus 4EI by 10. Both are equal spans. So this is equal to 8EI by 10 or equal to 4EI by 5. 4EI by 5. That is K11. Right. Now, there is another coordinate. What is the force developed along coordinate 1 is here. What is the force developed along coordinate 2? So here we have to find out the force. This is the force developed along coordinate 2 due to unit displacement along coordinate 1. We know K21 is 2EI by L. I is same and L is same. So directly we will write. Therefore, K21 equal to 2EI by L. By L equal to 2EI by 10 or equal to EI by 5. I will just write down the values here. For it is 4EI by 5. 1 is EI by 5. It will be 2 by 2 matrix. So we have got the first column by applying unit displacement along coordinate 1. We have got the first column of the stiffness matrix. Right. Right. Now we have to get the second column. For getting the second column, we have to apply unit displacement along coordinate 2 only. So this is the beam, the given beam. Right. So we have to apply, this is coordinate 2. And when we apply displacements along coordinate 2, we have to arrest the coordinate 1. You know, only one displacement is applied at a time. Therefore, due to this clockwise moment, there will be a clockwise rotation, and here it will be 0 because already we have fixed. We are allowing only one displacement at a time. So this, when you draw a tangent, this value equal to unity. Right. Now, the force developed along coordinate 2 due to unit displacements along coordinate 2 will be equal to 4EI by L2. There is only one member, 4EI by L2. And here there will be a carryover moment. Whose value will be equal to 2EI by L2. So this value will be the force developed along coordinate 1 due to unit displacement along coordinate 2. K12 and K22. So K12 equal to 2 2 EI by L2 equal to 2 EI by 10 equal to EI by 5. So this is EI by 5. We know the flexibility or stiffness matrix both are symmetric, either flexibility matrix, so these two will be equal. So symmetric matrix K12 equal to K21 and K22 equal to 4 EI by L2. 4 EI by equal to 4 EI by L2. Mean L2 equal to 4 EI by 10 equal to 2 EI by 5. So this is 2 EI by 5. So we have calculated all important values 2 EI by 5. So left hand side whatever values are required we have calculated, right hand side also we have calculated all the required values. So hereafter only writing the equilibrium equation and calculating the unknown displacements. Right. So we know that the equilibrium equation K into U equal to F. Already we have the simplified values here. Similarly, K values here we have. Right. Now K equal to, what we can do is, you can take in all cases EI by 5 is common. So we will take EI by 5, and this is 4, here it is 1, here it is 1 and here it is 2. 4, 1, 1, 2. After taking EI by 5 outside, these are the values. Right. Now U1 and U2. U1 and U1 is our theta B, U2 is our theta C. This is what we have to calculate. Equal to, and we have simplified this value already, therefore that we need not repeat. Therefore this is 10, this is minus 300. Already we have calculated these values at the beginning and simplified, therefore that calculations you know theta B and theta C, right. So we have to solve the equation. So U1, U2 U2 equal to, so this when it goes to the right hand side will become 5 by EI into first we will write this 4 1 1 2 inverse into inverse of this and 10 by and minus 310. So this is equal to 5 by EI. The inverse of this will be 1 by determinant. 1 by determinant will be 4 into 2 8 minus 1 into 1 1. 1 by determinant into the adjoint of the matrix. Adjoint equal to 2 will go here and this will become 4. And this is minus 1 minus 1. This is the adjoint. 1 by determinant into adjoint of the matrix. And equal to 10 minus 310. So this is equal to 5 by 7 EI. 5 by 7 EI. So this we have written 5 by 7 EI into, this will be 2 into 10, 2 into 10 minus of, minus plus minus 1 into minus 310 minus first value. Second value is minus 1 into 10 plus 4 into minus 310. This value. So this on simplification will give you U1 U2 equal to U1 equal to 235.71 by EI. 235.71 by EI. U2 equal to minus 892 minus 892.86 by EI. So this is our theta B, this is our theta C. Theta B is U1, theta C is U2. So that's about the determination of the primary unknowns. Primary unknowns, we know the matrix stiffness method is otherwise called as the displacement method, because the displacements are the primary unknowns. We have got the primary unknowns theta B and theta C. Also it is called the equilibrium method, because we are using the equilibrium equation for the solution of the unknowns. Therefore, we know, as we know already, it is otherwise called as the displacement method, or it is called the equilibrium method. Now the definition will be more clear, because right now we have to find out the final moments. So here in this method, we know for calculating the final moments, we have to use the slope deflection equations. So MAB equal to M of AB plus 2EI by L into 2 theta A plus theta B plus 3 delta by L. Now, M of AB is minus 420 anticlockwise, therefore it is minus 420 because my so if you draw these diagrams, you will be able to take the values, otherwise you will have to go to the calculation part. That is why I am just then and there indicating where these values are available, where you can readily get it. So that is the purpose of indicating the values then and there. Plus 2EI and AB is 10 meters into theta A is 0 plus theta B is 235.71 plus 235.71 by EI plus delta is there, but already we have accounted delta. So once again we need not account delta here. Therefore, this value as it is 0 because we have already accounted. Therefore, now once again that need not be accounted. Therefore, that is equal to minus 420 plus 2EI by 10 into 235.71 by EI. So EI will get cancelled. So that is equal to minus 420 plus 47.142 equal to minus 372.858 kilonewton meter. So similarly, other calculation, because we know we are familiar with the slope deflection method, therefore I need not do all the calculations, because this is an elementary calculation. Simply you have to write down the slope deflection equation, substitute theta B and theta C, and also the fixer in the moments. Fixer in the moments are readily available, that you have to substitute and get the values. Therefore, M of MBA equal to 272.284 kilonewton meter. MBC equal to minus 274.288. That will be a small error in the third decimal, that is not a matter. And MCB equal to 0. So that is about the final moments. Actually, we have given this problem as an exercise problem in the matrix stiffness method, but the answers given are not correct. Therefore, I got a lot of confusion in these answers. Then I have done the same problem by moment distribution method. That will take about 3 or 4 steps. We have done by moment distribution method, we are getting the same answer. So only the answer in the book has to be changed. Therefore, these are the correct answers. Always when we have a doubt in any of the methods, we try by other simple methods. We should not go for another complicated method. So we have to go for another simple method, and we can always check the answer. So that is about the final moments, and after getting the moment, you have to draw the bending moment diagram as usual. So bending moment diagram for this will be so here it is minus 372. Minus 372 means it is up anti-clockwise, therefore minus. So you know how to draw the bending moment diagram. So that again we will skip 372.858, and the second value is 274, and here it is minus, tension, and here it is plus. So tension at the top, here it is minus, and here it is 0. Therefore, it is 272 point, here it is less value 272, and here it is 0. Therefore, this is the value. So this value is 274.284 kilonewton meter, and here this will be WL by 4. WL by 4 will be 240 into 10 by 4. WL by 4 simply support moment for the span AB is this will be 60. 60 into 10 equal to 600. So this will be 600. So above this, just to check whether the ordinate is above this line or below this, because sometimes we will get the ordinate less than the ordinate the center. Here it is clearly, it is known, it is 600. This value equal to 600. And for the next span, it is WL by 4, 200 into 10 by 4. So this will be 50 into 10 equal to 500. So this is again at the center, it is 500. So this value equal to 500. 500 is the total value, and from that we can get the net diagram, we can get the net value. So this is minus, this is plus, minus and plus. So you can always hatch the diagram. So this is the bending moment diagram for the is a bending moment diagram. So that completes the problem, and this is how we have to just analyze the problem when settlement of support is given, right? And that completes this lecture. Thank you for the patience.